My wife wants to throw away all we've built together for a gym rat she's only known for 3 months. He says it's not like we have kids or anything, so it's not like he's breaking up a family. My wife, 30F, and I, 33M, have been together for 12 years, married for 7. We started going to the gym together, and we were loving the results of our fitness efforts. It made our bedroom life even better, and we couldn't keep our hands off each other. Her brother, one of the closest people she's held dear in her heart, was a struggling drinkaholic and just returned after serving a 10-year prison sentence. He immediately started binge drinking upon release, got into an accident, and passed away in front of her. 3 weeks after her brother's passing, a guy struck up a conversation with her at the gym, and she immediately clicked with him and entertained him in conversation. I was wary, but I trusted my wife. She is a sweetheart, and I never imagined her capable of having an affair. One day, I noticed she was acting giddy while she was texting, and I asked her what was so funny. She said she was texting with him. At this point, she had not told him she was married, but he had definitely seen us at the gym together. She showed me the messages, and it was playful banter back and forth, kind of making fun of each other. I'm like, this dude is for sure going to think you are coming on to him. She told him she didn't want to assume he liked her, but she was happily married. He said, okay, that's fine, don't want to intrude. A few weeks passed, and I noticed the same giddiness again while she was texting. This time, I asked to see the texts, and she said, I would rather not show you. I told her I really needed to see them for my own comfort, and she eventually showed me. I don't remember specifics, but the texting was flirty, like a different language than I have ever heard from my wife. She told him that they were not behaving appropriately and she needed some space from him. He said, okay, I understand. A few more weeks go by, and I notice she is texting and has this glowing, puppy dog look in her eyes. I ask her if she is texting him, and she quickly turns her phone off and says, yeah, it was just something about a Jordan Peterson video. For context, he loves JP. I said okay, but I could tell she was lying, so I looked at her phone, and all the messages were gone. She says they confessed their feelings for each other but deleted the messages because she didn't want me to see them. She then meets him in person to tell him they need to stay platonic and shouldn't text anymore. The next day, he goes into her workplace and kisses her. After the kiss, I tell her she needs to block him and go no contact, and we're going to couples therapy. She shows me the message saying they need to keep to themselves and be no contact. She told me she blocked him. Then we have 2 to 3 really good weeks. Then she flips on a dime. She never blocked him, he started reaching out again, and this time, nothing was going to stop her from finding out why she has these feelings for him. She couldn't suppress it any longer. She said it herself, I know this hurts you, I know this makes me a crappy person, but I don't care, I'm tired of doing what people think I should do instead of what I want to do. We own a house and 3 pets. Her family and everyone we know are devastated and blown away, but she is absolutely serious. The woman I knew last month, last week even, has left the building. This is a living nightmare that I just want to wake up from. We attended couples counseling 3 times and have one scheduled for Wednesday, but she has completely made up her mind and seems to have rapidly fallen out of love with me. My life as I had known it is over. I just needed to get this all off my chest. Edit. He is for sure sketchy. You guys don't have kids, so it's not like I'm breaking up a family, is a direct quote from him. He is very tall, classically handsome/rugged, charming, confident, and my wife is completely under his spell. Everyone sees it but her. Update 1. I had a kind Redditor reach out to me over the weekend, asking how I was doing regarding the situation from 8 months ago. The original post got a lot of attention, so I figured I would give an update. My wife filed for divorce a month after moving out. During this time, I did the whole online dating thing, which was way worse than I could have ever expected. I kept myself busy working out, building my own confidence, and hanging out with friends. In general, it was horrible, but I was trying to keep my head up. I was in therapy. It didn't jive with my first therapist, but I found a new one in December whom I liked a lot more, and I'm still seeing her. In mid-December, my wife calls me, crying, asking if she can stay in the guest bedroom because she has nowhere to go. I say yes, even though she hurt me so badly, because I still loved her. Turns out, things with the guy at the gym turned very toxic very fast. I know the word narcissist gets thrown around a lot these days, but this guy though, it's hard to believe these subhuman pieces of trash actually exist. She stays in the guest bedroom for a week, then goes and stays at her parents' for a month. She had a nervous breakdown and was able to get a medical leave of absence from her work. Mid-January comes around and she is back at the house, but still in a very frantic and erratic state, sort of like she was withdrawing from hard substances. I had no idea about the addictive nature of toxic relationships. It's a psychological clusterflop. She is clear that she is too messed up in the head to be in a relationship and is going to work on herself. I give her the time and space she requested. She goes all in on learning about the psychology of all of this stuff, inner child work, how the nervous system reacts and attracts you to toxic people if you grew up in a toxic household, anxious and avoidant attachment styles. There is this book called How to Stay Married, where the wife had an affair, and it turns out the root of the issue was her unresolved childhood trauma. Long story short, the same thing happened here. It hurts, but I can forgive her. She is my best friend, and we are insanely compatible in many ways. She has really been returning to herself over the past month. She is the happiest I have seen her in at least a year, and last week we filed the paperwork to dismiss the divorce. We are both in individual counseling and soon to start couples therapy. I am sure a lot of people will think I am making a mistake in reconciling, but I am happy. I do trust her that she now has the knowledge to not let this happen again, and she has the drive to become the best person she can be. Edit. I am reading all the comments and taking everything to heart, even and especially the ones calling me stupid, chump, and doormat. I completely understand where you are coming from. Right now, I have complete access to her phone anytime, individual counseling for her, and couples counseling for us. Basically, anytime I even have a hint of suspicion of any sort of nefarious activity, I can investigate, no questions asked. This hasn't been necessary because we spend nearly all our free time together or doing our own things around the house. If we aren't spending time together, she is reading self-help or watching self-help videos on YouTube. We work the same hours, we go to the gym together, we come home. What she did was beyond messed up, and we are all on the same page with that. She says that what she did is unforgivable, that she is a huge piece of crap, a complete idiot, and that I deserve better. I want to make things work for the sake of the life we built over 12 years, the beautiful home and land we own together, and the vast array of common interests we share. I want to continue building memories of love, laughter, and fun like we did for 12 years. There is a lot that is important to me that can be salvaged if the work is put in. Her estranged brother passes away in front of her while she is holding his hand, and then weeks later this guy comes into her life and love nukes her while she is spiraling in grief. It's no excuse for what she did, but it is enough for me to give her at least some iota of grace that she was not in a sane and rational mind when all of this went down.